Welcome to Studio Chatter. It's been cold around here. I'm ready for spring.
You cannot even say that this early.
Right. I didn't write the
can't.
script.
No,
I'm ready for winter.
we're right in the beginning of winter here in Utah. Really.
And I am all for it. Like, I'm
Are you?
Yes.
I am not.
No, I keep counting down like we're almost done with January, and I'm sure half of this episode will play into February, but
It will.
as of filming, we're still like another week and a
Yes.
half away, and I'm like, oh, once we hit February 1st,
Yay.
We're still in winter, guys. I feel like we got some snow in November, nothing really in
No.
December, and now like
It's,
January's like kind of hitting.
I came out of City Hall though at 5:30 straight up today, and it wasn't dark, and just my whole heart was like,
So you're that
still
person.
oh, I count the minutes. Looking out the window at 5:47, I'm so excited. Okay, we made another 2 minutes today.
Totally. Yeah, guys, we are just in
Not you?
Disneyland.
No, I mean,
No?
I love spring. I'm ready for spring, but at the same time, I really feel like we got gypped in December. So right now, I'm still kind of embracing all of the cozy fires and the teas, and obviously the fur. I'm all
I know, you were
Wow.
telling me the name of
Wow.
this look. You know how she introduces us to new words?
Yes.
Listen to this new
Okay.
word.
It's Apres ski. So it's the
Après-ski.
Yeah, so it's the trend right now, right?
Okay.
So it's basically about being cute. Like if you're hanging out
Like you're
in the,
going to a resort, like a ski resort.
Yes, you're hanging
Right.
out. You're hanging out at the lodge, but you really don't have to ski. You just have to.
She has her-
Housewives of Salt Lake City.
This is
That's
how,
the look today.
This is how.
Oh my gosh, it's the cuffs.
I have my removable cuff.
So you can put it on any sweater.
So you can put
We
it
should
on
put it
any
on Stacy's sweater.
I actually have the big headband
You do?
with the glasses. So I don't know. I'm just imagining that I'm going to go,
And you have your cute little snow boots on. Yeah, you have the look.
I think
Shit, I love
also because I'm going on a trip to New York City, and so I think I'm still very much in that frame of mind. So
you can dress warm and
Yes.
cozy. Like
She
you
wants to be in winter in New York.
yes,
That feel,
exactly.
that vibe.
Yes,
Okay.
and then maybe after that, then I can get ready for spring.
Well, we better not get ready for spring yet because
Okay.
it's nowhere near.
Okay,
And we
well,
need some more water.
talking about new things, new ideas, new trends moving into spring. Look at her set.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Thank
I love
you, Stacy.
Yes.
This is darling.
It is.
To curated home
It just looks pretty.
and design.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's
Super
done a great
pretty.
job. This is fun.
Lovely. Yes.
I feel like we have
Very
a
fun
set every
pieces.
time we come.
Isn't
It's
it
kind of
fun?
exciting.
She could leave this up for a long time.
Yeah, she could.
Yes. I
Through
love
November.
it. This is very.
I mean, really all year,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
this could be our new
This
set
is your
design.
palette. I mean, you're both like matching
neutral.
the palette tonight. Yes. I didn't get
Well,
the
we
memo.
needed the
Yes, you
ski
did.
Apres.
April ski.
Apres ski look.
Yes.
Après-ski.
So, Angie, you flew in from Disney last night. You
I sure
messaged us
did.
and said, I just landed.
I did.
Woo,
And it was so
birthday
fun.
girl.
We had the best time, guys. It rained hard. Friday was good. We were in
Okay.
Disney that day, super fun. And then Saturday it rained. We had to buy ponchos. Rides were shutting down. We made the best of it. We were able to actually get on everything. I mean, that was open, right?
Okay.
And then
And was that Disney or California?
that was
Adventure?
California Adventure that day. So which was probably better because I feel like Disney has more for all of us to do.
Okay.
And then we bounced back on Sunday to Disney and it was beautiful weather.
Oh,
and
good.
There was just like an hour. It was supposed to rain, guys, all 3 days. Like when we booked it, the weather was clear, leading 2 weeks up clear, and then all of a sudden the weather started to change like it does because it's
Yeah.
winter. But
Right.
But it was amazing. I just love to be there. It's like my happy place. And even with the hustle and bustle of everything, it was just fun.
Were the crowds decent? Was it,
It was
a slower
decent.
time of year?
It is a little bit slower. And what we all agreed with is like the heat of the summer when we usually go is what kind of throws you over.
Okay. Mhm.
That's when you're just like kind of irritated, you're hot, you're trying to get in the shade. And with it just being mild weather, it felt so good. Like those 2 other days were just like a sweatshirt and just
Yeah.
cruising around. Like we didn't even need a coat at night. It was really nice.
Well, I watched your
That's nice.
social media a little bit, so I think you had the birthday badge.
I did.
Did you have the ears?
I bought me some
All
ears
the
and
things.
a golden sweatshirt and
Yay!
yes, it was just
Oh.
fun. My
And how many
family was just
grandkids
cute.
did you have? 3?
So we took the 3. Yep.
Okay.
Amalia and Tay stayed home because the baby's due soon, and then Bo and his girlfriend Sav came, and they were just darling. All of them just powered up, and we had a good
Oh,
time.
that's fun. This has been a good month. If you can escape this place in January.
Right.
Kind of gave me a good jump start to this year.
Oh, good.
You know,
Yeah.
I just felt like, okay, I needed some happy. Let's go. We're gonna make it good.
Well, you're
So-
a Disney family for sure.
We are.
We're still learning. We kind of were slow catching up, so I didn't really know so much about like the backpacks or the buttons or the pin collecting and all the things.
Oh, they
so-
were going crazy with the pins too.
Okay.
Like all of them were doing that.
kids were?
Yeah, the kids were.
Oh.
No, and my adult kids. They're like probably more obsessed about it than anyone.
And do they wear them? Like if they bought
Yes.
a pin last time, they wear
You
them
get
this
a
time?
lanyard, and then you
Nice.
put on your pins, and then like the different stations, like people selling stuff at different shops, they have like a pin trading board that you can go up and trade with them. So you don't have to buy, but you can look at them and say, "Will you trade me this?"
Oh, I
And
didn't
then
know
you
that.
can buy stuff too. And then people around the park, like Kinsey loves it. Little kids were coming up to her. Do you want to switch this? It's
Oh,
really kind
really?
of fun.
So fun.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be there in February, so thanks for all
Okay.
of the tips.
I'll give you the heads up.
All right, well, it's time to get the chatter going. Let's get started. It seems like the lights are always on in the City Library, and if you don't know why, maybe you should. Let's welcome the director of the Spanish Fork Library, Scott Aylett, to the table. Welcome.
Hello.
Happy to be here again. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You were here last year?
I was here last
So
year.
this is your second mug?
Second mug.
Well, we hope to get you a big collection one day for the whole family.
Yeah,
We
family
need
of
to
5,
actually
so I'll
change
be
our
sharing more.
design for the year.
We
Yeah,
do.
Then
is
you
it
need to
time?
come back again.
We need to
next
like
time,
go
yes.
with this neutral motif,
maybe
maybe.
so.
Okay.
How's
or
the
a
library doing?
The library is great.
It is great. Tell us
I
like
don't even know where to begin. Everything
'Kay.
is up at the library. which is
numbers.
great.
Like when you share numbers with me, Scott, it kind of makes me giddy. So, oh, and let's clarify, I hate numbers. If Jordan
Okay.
from finance shares number, I'm like, ugh. Numbers
she
at the
loves
library.
books.
Yeah.
Okay.
She loves books. Well, I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers,
Okay.
right? And so, you know the old adage, right? If you build it,
It will
they
come.
People will come.
right?
Yep.
And that has certainly been the case with Library Hall. It has just been a phenomenal year for us in terms of patronage, right? One number that I shared with Stacy was
Okay.
since we opened in May, we've opened over 4,000 new library accounts, which is the same number that we did between October of 2020 and March of 2023.
Wow.
That's
so
incredible.
4,000 accounts in 8 months compared to 2.5
So an
years.
account is a family or a
An
person or
individual.
whatever. An individual.
4,000 individual library accounts at the library.
Okay, so tell me this. Do you have to be a member of the city of Spanish Fork to get a library card?
If you want to get a library card and not pay an additional fee, right? So the library is funded through the city's general fund, right? So city or property tax and sales tax. If you live in Woodland Hills or Mapleton or Salem, Santaquin, right, and you want a library card, you pay a non-resident fee to be able to access those services because, again, our residents are already paying those
Right,
for those
right.
through their taxes. So non-residents need to pay a little bit to.
But one thing cool about it, like you would not have to have a card. You could still come to the activities.
Still come to the activities. We don't card check when you come to story
Yeah.
time. We want everyone to be able to come in, participate in our programs, which again, those two, participation just through the roof in some of those programs. So
So, okay, really quick, just a follow-up question
Yeah.
with that. How do I get a card if I want a card?
So you can go to our website, SpanishFork.org/library, and you can sign up for a library card there. You're also welcome to come into the building, and we'll get you signed up that way.
And you get an actual physical
You get
card?
a physical little card.
Okay.
Angie, I want to come get you and take you to the library.
Well,
I didn't want to admit that I haven't been down yet,
We could
but
stop
my
and
life
get a
has been
drink.
crazy.
I think that
I
would
think we
enter-
should
that
get a
would-
drink and
yeah.
go sit in the library together.
Do a studio chatter on remote
That's what I was
at
hoping
Library
for.
Hall.
Pete.
but you have to be quiet in the library.
No,
You don't have
library
to
is
be
different.
quiet. It's-
So, so let's start with like
What's
the
going
teen
on?
section.
Okay.
Is it quiet there?
Oh no.
Tell our viewers
So-
and our
I-
friends here.
Well,
what's
and I
there.
think personally, my belief is that our biggest success, we've done so many awesome things at Library Hall. It's been such a benefit to the community. For me, the number one is our teen section.
Agreed.
At our old building, we didn't have a space for teens, and we're 2 blocks from the high school,
Right.
one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
high
Right.
schools, right? And after school, we'd get 6 teenagers hanging out at the library, and it was it wasn't the spot to be,
Not
right?
cool.
Now we get dozens, and they're
Every
so
day.
awesome.
every day.
Every day.
Doing homework.
Which
they're
is
playing.
heartwarming.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
A
One
place
kid,
to be,
Yeah,
right?
a place to be.
But
One
cool.
kid, said, not just one, but I've heard multiple people say, "I'm actually doing my homework now." And I'm like, well, I'm glad that library is helping facilitate you doing your homework, which you should have been doing anyways. But I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But we've got activities after school. We set up ping pong. We've got a couple switches. The kids like to play the video games. But really, the number one use in that space is the study space.
Love
I'll
it.
walk past the video games. They're playing a little bit, but it's, hey, I want a spot that I can sit down with my friends, maybe eat a little two jacks,
crazy.
and do my homework. And I love it.
Do you let
It
them
is
bring
so
food
awesome.
in?
Oh yeah, they could bring food in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just
as
gonna
long as
ask
it's
that.
not messy and that type of thing. So they
Right.
can bring their food into what we call study hall. So our program room after school in the teen space, we call it study hall, and we just have tables and chairs out, and they come do their homework and
Oh,
eat
in
some
that big
snacks
room.
in the big room.
And then
I
they have
love
like
that.
a couple, when you go to a restaurant, there's like a booth.
couple cafe
There-
booths
yeah, there's a
and
couple of those. But then on the opposite wall, there's like individual rooms that you could reserve.
Study
And,
rooms,
if we needed to go meet and talk about all things
Studio chatter.
Studio
behind
chatter.
closed-
You could do it at the
Okay,
library.
we've got to plan this.
But it appears that the library is always on because the lights are on. So why is that?
Because we always have something going on, right?
Okay.
We've got, from when we open at 10 a.m., we've got children's programs going on throughout the day. Then the afternoon, we do kind of the after school for kids to get out of school, for our teenagers. In the evenings, we've got a lot of programs for adults. Maybe they're learning about Social Security and Medicaid or Medicare. We have some English as a second language classes that we do,
Okay.
some gardening classes, cooking. We've got kind of something for everybody at the library.
Where can people go? Again, SpanishFork.org/library, and they can see the different classes.
So we've got a calendar of events, on our website that lists every program that we've got going on, and every day of the week there's something for somebody. And even if you're not coming for a program, but
Okay.
you want to get out of the house, right? Take a little bit of break from the kids.
That's a
come to
good
the
point. I
library,
think in
read a book, or
January
just
we kind
relax.
of just the four walls that were, enclosed. They're shrinking in on us. I think sometimes, especially like stay-at-home mom, she's like wanting to escape.
I just got to get out.
Get
Come
a
to the
Diet Coke
library.
and go
Go to the
study.
library.
Go study at the library,
A book.
right?
I think it sounds fabulous.
And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm your guest, so you go ahead.
I was just going to say, what upcoming events do you guys have? Do you have any specifics that you're doing?
Yeah,
right
I
now?
mean, we've got so much going on. One that I'm really passionate about and I love is that we've recently started a sensory story time for kids that are neurodiverse. I have a son that's autistic. And so we have programs that it's okay if your kid comes and is maybe a little anxious or gets up and is chatty and a little bit loud. It's fine. It's okay for your kid and to do those types of things. And so that's a program that we have going on that I'm really passionate about. One that we're going to do on February 29th, we're going to do an unbirthday party. And so, because February 29th only comes once every 7 years, right?
And it's
so
this year.
This year. So on February 29th, we're doing an unbirthday party. Our staff are working out the details. And then on International Women's Day, I believe in March, we're going to have like a mother-daughter special activity at the library. So you can come with your daughter on International Women's Day and have kind of a girls' night out at the library. So
Lots of fun things. Now that
of
you've
fun
moved in, Scott, and you're there maybe 9 months now,
yep.
what's your favorite thing? I mean, I know you said you really like the teen section, but what in the library you're like, ooh, I just really love this section or this idea that you saw like from, just paper and then now it's there.
I love the sitting nooks in the children's collection.
Okay.
The circles on the
Yeah.
wall.
I like
And my
those
kids,
too.
they go straight there. They love laying in those. It's just a fun, unique, architectural feature that I haven't seen in any other design. And you probably remember as we
Yeah.
designed it, we thought this huge wall, we've got to do something with
Yeah,
it,
because
right?
it was just so plain.
It was just plain.
Yeah.
And they came back with, well, what if we create sitting, spaces within the wall? And and they're always filled. The kids love climbing in them and reading a good book. And I love seeing parents or grandparents or guardians sitting next to their kid, reading a good book in one of those spaces. I love it.
What about the sorter? I know when we were going on our field trips to the different libraries and saw that sorter, we were amazed. Now that you've implemented it, has it saved a lot of time for staff?
Yeah.
And is it working as well as you were hoping it would?
Yeah. So what Stacey's referring to is we
I
have
was
a
going to say,
yeah.
what's
What is
the
that?
sort
It's
of
the
Right.
sorter. My boys call it the robot.
Oh,
They
okay.
think it's so cool. So it's a system that as patrons return their books to the library. In the old building, we had to scan every individual barcode on the back of the book. And in the old building, we did over 1,000 check-ins and check-outs every single day.
wow.
And we're doing way more than that now. But to scan 1,000 books every single day. So now there's a sorter. It's a conveyor belt system that scans the books as it runs through the sorter, checks them in, and then sorts it into a specific bin based off of where it needs to be shelved within the library.
Yeah, it just
We
will
are
go
so
down and then go.
high-tech.
And it's so cool. And what's great is that if it's after hours and you bring your library books back, you can put it on the sorter. It gets checked in immediately. You're not having to wait. Or the mom that comes in with 50 books and she wants to go check out some more stuff. Well, in the old building, she would sit and watch us check her books in because she knew I can't check out until those are checked in. She drops them on the belt. They get checked in. She goes and gets another 50 books and she's on her way.
Someone
That
can
is
check
so
out 50
amazing.
books.
Yeah.
They can check out 50 books.
Is there a max?
That's it.
We have a
right.
higher max for homeschool accounts, so you can
Oh.
get special permission if you're,
Okay.
say, a homeschool parent and you need access to additional materials.
This is
But
such a fun
Your
discussion.
typical account
Right?
is 50 items.
Well,
per
I
We're
kinda
talking about
love
numbers
that
again.
People are still like going to the library and checking out books, hardback
Right.
books, to take home and read.
Right.
Like I had a project the other day, and I needed a newspaper. And I'm like, where in the world am I going to get like just a hard copy of
Right.
a newspaper? And so I just think I love that people still love to hold a book and
Yeah.
read the book.
Can I give you one last nerdy number?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I just looked at this the other day because as we built the building, a common thing that we heard from people that weren't thrilled about a new library would say, why do I need a library when I can get everything on my phone? And so I pulled the numbers, and of all of our digital users, right, that use Libby or Overdrive for e-audiobooks and ebooks, 75% of our digital users also check out physical materials.
Love it.
That is so cool. And that is what my kids told me, Mom, you need to do it just because of the
Do it
audiobooks.
for the audiobooks.
Yep.
It's so great. But yeah, you can,
But come
you
in
can
and
do
yes.
it, but it will never replace the physical
The
item,
tangible.
right?
Especially for kids.
Especially for kids,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't want my kids spending more time on a tablet or a phone, right? There's
Nope.
something about holding the physical book, flipping the pages,
Agreed.
that you don't get through the
It's true.
digital
It's an
format.
experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Such a good thing.
Wow.
We'll encourage any of our viewers that have not been to come.
Or hosts.
I can pick
No,
you up.
because I don't want to. I need to do it.
Thanks for the updates,
Of course,
Scott.
anytime.
That was
It's
fun.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
if you haven't been to the library hall, come stop by and see us. It's a great building and a great space.
Awesome. See you
Awesome.
soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Come
you.
get my card soon.
Yeah.
Winter brings the sniffles, and it seems like just about everyone had a cough for a while. Maybe our next guest can offer some relief. Let's welcome Jordan Stone from Stone Drug to the table. Welcome.
Well, thank
Jordan.
you. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome.
I called him last night,
That was super nice then.
and he wasn't
Extra
even my
nice.
first choice.
Yeah, it's true.
He knows.
That's okay.
Because I called
Well,
Amber
his
Lee.
dad, and then Amberly, but now we got second generation, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually a third generation pharmacist. Yes, my grandpa started the store in 1960, and then my dad ran it from the 1990s, and then I took over last year. So
I did not know
you
this.
didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Third generation pharmacist.
I did not realize that it was
Oh,
grandpa
that is
too.
so cool.
That is.
So do you have full control over the whole store?
Yes,
like
I
the
do, yep.
the design. I know Angie's going to ask you specifically all about the design, but I want to ask, like, you have helpers that say, let's tear this wall down or whatever, but you say yes, no, here's the budget?
I wish I could say yes, but we work as a great team at Stone
Okay.
Drug. We've had a lot of employees that have been there for a long time. They know the community, they know the customers, and they have a lot of free will to just
Oh, good.
make stuff happen. So one day I showed up and half the toy section was gone, and it looked great. So I took credit for it, but I didn't give
people liked
permission.
it, then you're
Yes.
like, yes, that was my idea.
Exactly.
It sounds like they're going off, we'll ask for forgiveness if it doesn't work.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably. So.
Yeah.
Angie has some good questions.
No. I just noticed like last year you kind of started like retouching up things, pulling some things down, and then one day I showed up and saw the exposed brick up above like your counter. Tell us about that and how that happened, because
Well,
you were responsible for some
Yes,
of that.
I was responsible for that. I'd always known there's been brick behind there. I helped knock out a wall when we expanded the pharmacy about 15 years ago. So I knew there was brick behind the plaster. And I wasn't going to expose it because it's a big mess. And then one night I had to fix a patch in the wall, and I just called up my coworkers and I said, I think I can do this in one night. I think I can do it. I called called my nephew, called some friends.
Wow.
And we were there from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m.
Okay.
And then
But
we
you
were
got it
back
done
again.
that fast?
Yeah, and then we were back at 6 a.m. to clean the store and open the next morning. So.
Good grief.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like right above like where the medications are, their counter, and it's probably what, like 4 feet maybe,
Yeah.
4 or 5 feet running across it. But the brick behind it is gorgeous.
Oh, I love it. I love all the
The
updates. The
aesthetics,
outside
yeah.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then therefore it looks so good on the Spanish Fork City puzzle.
Yeah, that's true. Our family was really proud of that.
You
so.
should be.
So there's a lot of looks and aesthetics that go to the pharmacy, but there's also huge responsibility behind the counter. So tell me, as the pharmacist, tell me about your shifts. Like, you can't really ever leave, right?
Yeah. The one thing about being a pharmacist is you never know what's going to walk through that door.
Okay.
So you have to be prepared for pretty much any question. I've had people lift up their shirts and show me rashes that I probably didn't want to see.
goodness.
So you get everything. So you just have to be on your toes, and it's one of those jobs you have to be well researched. I've found that if I don't know something, I tell that to the customer, but I try to look it up.
Okay.
So that way the next time the question comes up, I'll be able to answer it.
But there are long shifts also, right? And if you're the one like in charge during that time, you can't leave, right?
Luckily, we have a few pharmacists on duty
That
at
can
most
relieve
time.
you? Okay.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of pharmacists that help out. So
That's
You've got
so
like 2 or
awesome.
3 per shift, I feel like,
Yeah,
most of the
usually
time
2.
there. You guys
And then
are
a couple
busy.
techs.
Yep. We've just expanded the pharmacy. I don't know, within the past couple of weeks. So we're
I
just
need
trying
to
to
go
keep
fill
up.
my prescriptions just to go check it out.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep up. So
That is so
And they have
so
that
awesome.
automated pill dropper,
Yep.
which I just find fascinating as well.
yep, it counts and labels and caps our bottles, so makes us more efficient and safe.
Well, in Natasha's intro, we talked about kids and sniffles. What are some things families could do right now to kind of keep themselves a little healthier with kids going to school, bringing back a lot of germs?
Well, there are a lot of diseases out there, a lot of respiratory illnesses going around right now. And I will have to say a lot of them are viral.
Okay.
The biggest thing is viral illnesses don't need antibiotics, and a lot of times don't even need to go to the doctor. They'll resolve on their own. And it always seems that the cough is the last thing to go, which is also the most annoying symptom. And so that's what I try to tell customers is say, if you are able to, get through it, drink a lot of fluids. There's a few medicines over the counter that you can take to help with the symptoms. Most of the time it's going to resolve on its own. But also the biggest thing to do to prevent is washing your hands.
Okay.
Studies have shown that washing your hands has been a great way to prevent. So hand sanitizer, all that fun stuff.
I love the pill guy is telling us honestly, don't always need to take a pill. Do the right thing, right?
It's true.
Wash your hands.
It's true.
Yeah, take care
There's a lot of
yourself.
antibiotics that I think are unnecessary, and I wish we didn't have to prescribe them. But sometimes people get sick and they just have a routine where they want to get their medicine and they feel the medicine's going to help them, and in reality, they'll probably get better on their own.
Is there any way we can kind of determine ourselves, like what's a virus?
Compared to a bacteria.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot. So I'm actually going to take my wife's advice. She's a physician's assistant at Revere Health, and she works in emergency or in the urgent care.
Oh.
So she is really good. So I
Okay.
asked her,
That's good.
and she said, if it's flu-like symptoms, that's the time you want to go see a doctor if you think it's a flu. But most respiratory things are just going to be viral.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, and because it's respiratory, I mean, even post-COVID, right? Because people get nervous, they get nervous with pneumonia, so the cough does seem really scary. Is there anything that you might recommend, like over the counter, that we could pick up at the pharmacy that doesn't necessarily come through a prescription?
Yeah. There's one thing about over-the-counter medicines.
Okay.
There's a few ingredients, and then it's marketed in 100 different ways.
Yes,
Oh.
please do tell
Yes,
us.
I
So
do
it's-
feel that way.
So it's very overwhelming when you look at the shelf and you just see all these things. A lot of them say cough and pain or cough and congestion,
Severe cold.
severe cold. Yeah.
That always gets me.
Yeah. So really there's one ingredient called dextromethorphan, which is great at helping with cough. So if you kind of turn over the bottle, look and see if it's in there, then that's a good one.
But any cough medicine is going to have that, correct?
Most of them do, but most of them also combo other meds with it. A lot of times people will get medicines that have a pain reliever in it and they don't know it, and so they're taking unnecessary medicines for a cough.
Okay.
So it's important to see what's on the label, what you're taking. And that's one thing I love being a pharmacist, is being able to help people,
Right.
people, show them what they need. And oftentimes I try to find the best solution at the best price, because some of the more expensive things are unnecessary. So
That's good to hear. Question. I sleep really good, but I have some family members that really struggle falling asleep or staying to sleep. Does melatonin really work? And then I heard some friends this weekend saying it was a certain melatonin that you should be getting, but I missed the conversation. So I wanted to ask you, for all of our sleep deprived friends.
yes, sleep is a common ailment that most people have. It's one thing we see a lot in the pharmacy. Melatonin's great. Melatonin's a great medication. It's natural. It's something that our body makes. My biggest recommendation is a lot of supplements don't have very good studies that back them up.
Okay.
But I like to point out ones that are third-party tested. So there's not a lot of control. Sometimes you get a melatonin that doesn't have as much melatonin as it says it has in it. And so I like to just find ones that are third-party tested, so that way I know what I'm getting in my medication and I know what I'm getting in my supplement.
I would just think that if I went in and bought any melatonin off the shelf, that any of them would work the same. But
Yep.
that's not the case.
That's not the case. Some of them have
that
found
weird?
that they don't have as much concentration as they say. So you have to be careful of that.
It's like a Diet Coke. You can go to different places, but they're going to taste just a
Yeah.
little bit different, right? With the amount of syrup and carbonation
Like I
ratio.
get my Coke Zero with lime, and then I'll go
Yes.
home and I'm like, does it have lime? And there's 3 limes, but they
Yes.
didn't even squeeze the darn lime.
Right? You see how this all always
Yes.
circles
Can
back
you
to Diet Coke?
also help us understand the difference between a compound pharmacy and a regular pharmacy?
yeah.
Yes, I sure can.
Okay.
Stone Drug, we offer compounds. Compound is something that we do patient-specific dosing.
Okay.
So the doctor will say, I need this medication for a child. It maybe only comes in tablet. Will you compound it in a liquid for this child at this dose? So we take the raw ingredients, the chemicals, and we make it in the formulation that the doctors want and dispense it. So it's very patient-specific.
I love that.
Yep. So commercially available items are the more common things that you see in the pharmacy, but compounds are more specific and patient specific.
Not everyone does that. I remember, like, back in my early mom years, coming to Stone Drug to get gripe water. Because that's not something that was like everywhere, right? Is that still a thing?
No.
Do you remember that?
It's for their upset stomach.
Yes.
Yeah.
They,
Did it
they
work?
still have some over the counter that's similar to it, yeah.
But yeah, it just
Yeah.
was that, like, you guys knew everything. You were the place to come to, like, try and take care of all the woes.
Yep.
So
Well, and
that was pretty
obviously
awesome.
third generation. So, and it's super fun to visit the pharmacy, not always to pick up our prescriptions, but it's super fun to shop as well.
Well,
so.
they have the best darn ice cream cones, hands down, I think, in the whole city.
Yeah.
Just
And
that
cheeseburger and
vanilla.
fries. I mean, honestly, like a good lunch there.
And their
So good.
geometry towels. They're expensive, but they're expensive wherever you go.
You can pick up your prescription, have lunch, and a gift.
and
right
furnish
there.
your home.
Perfect. What?
Yeah. And talk to a pharmacist as well.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Get your melatonin questions answered.
There you go. I'm going to be in and
Have a consultation.
Yeah.
thank you so much
Thanks,
for joining
Jordan.
us.
Thank
You guys are
problem.
awesome.
Stay healthy.
Thanks. Will do.
The beginning of a new year is a good reminder that we should take better care of ourselves, and our next guest has many ways to help us do just that. Let's welcome back to the table Tangi Perry with IV Restorative Care.
Hello, everyone.
Candy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
So many things have happened
Yes.
since you were here last. Do tell.
Okay, so last time I was here with my partner Cassie, and we do still have our advanced mobile IV, which is strictly mobile. We come to you.
Okay.
But in April, I decided to open another business.
Okay.
And so it's called IV Restorative Care, and my goal was to have restorative treatments for clients that were non-invasive, specifically to deal with incontinence in men and women. Yeah.
Okay.
So what does that look like? What do you do for them?
So
It looks like sitting on this little
Yeah.
machine.
Right? Right?
It looks like you're going for a pedicure, but you're going to do something else instead, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
It's true. So as I said last time on the when I was here, I went and got my wound, ostomy, and continence nursing. Only 9,700 nurses in the whole U.S. hold some form of that degree, and only 33.
to you.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Only 3,300 have any type of education or certification in continence care.
Wow.
And I did home health and hospice for 15 years, and so I knew this was kind of a really big problem for people, especially for women. You know, we have our babies and we just don't talk about it.
Nope.
So when I was in search for myself of, you know, something that I could do to help my issues, I actually came across, it's called the BTL Imcella.
Okay.
And it uses high FEM technology. And so it's high intensity focused electromagnetic waves.
Okay.
So you literally sit on this chair, 100% clothed, non-invasive whatsoever. We chat for 30 minutes. It does 11,200 Kegels in a 30-minute session.
11,000?
11,200 Kegels, yes.
Holy.
That is crazy.
That's
So, yeah.
crazy.
So most of my younger mamas can stop crossing their legs after just the first treatment. And by the third treatment, they're jumping on the trampoline. Older people take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Clients that have diabetes, it's a little bit harder as well because a lot of their medications cause continence issues.
okay.
So, but yes, it's a wonderful machine, especially for the elderly, you know, because a lot of things now are lasers, needles, and honestly,
Same-day surgery, right?
Yeah, same-day surgery with the mesh. I actually have a lot of women who have had the mesh that I still treat.
I was going to say that. I've known some women that have had the mesh and then maybe not been super satisfied. Some
Yes.
yes, and some not so. Like they still have to train it a little bit.
Yes, so the mesh is great to, you know, hold up that bladder. However, a lot of your continence comes from your rectus abdominis muscles in your stomach as well as your pelvic floor. And so a lot of doctors forget to tell their clients, hey, you still need to strengthen your pelvic floor. So, yeah.
So when you said by the third time, do you recommend 3 treatments?
We
or
actually
more?
recommend 6 treatments.
Okay.
But a lot of my young moms really respond
need
to the treatment really well.
Okay.
So, and I don't want you to spend more than what you need. So I always listen to the client and I'll say, okay, if you're feeling great, we're good. We'll do the 3 treatments. And then I say, you know what, if in a few months you start feeling like, oh, I need a quick treatment, just run in and let's put you on the chair.
And how
So-
often would they come?
So if you've done the 6 treatments, most of the time you only have to come back like once a year.
But I mean, trying to get up to the 6 treatments. Is it monthly?
So
every
twice
3
a
weeks?
week for 3
Oh.
weeks, or once a week for 6 weeks. Yeah.
okay, so it's
we
pretty
do,
quick.
Yeah, we do it. The quicker you do it, the better results that you see, and the quicker you see it.
Okay.
And then how much are those treatments?
There we go.
So normally they're $300, but I actually got another machine just this weekend. I'm super excited to help with the rectus abdominis muscles, which also helps with continence. And so I'm doing a package actually. So instead of $1,800 for one of the treatments, you get $1,800. You get 4 treatments of the stomach and 6 treatments of the continence chair.
For 18
For $1,800. Yeah.
So what
Wow.
does the abdominal one, how does that connect?
So the abdominal machine is also high FEM technology.
Okay.
And so you actually just put up their paddles, and it's used for either, you can do your hips and the Brazilian butt. We all want that, right?
Yeah.
But mainly I wanted this machine to focus on the abdomen. So this has been, there's many studies that have been done that have shown that it can help close the rectus abdominis muscle. Of course, it's not going to close completely because you have to have surgery for that, right? But we had a gentleman whose wife, he could actually fit both of his fists in the separation in the stomach.
Are you
From
kidding?
pregnancy?
Yeah, from pregnancy, just from separation.
I didn't know that this was even a thing.
Yeah, so it is. And people don't realize that your stomach has a lot to do with continence and other things. And
Did you know that I didn't know our stomachs were separated.
Yes.
So this isn't just for women either, right?
no, we do men, but just to finish that up, by the
Yeah.
4th treatment, he could barely fit one of his fists in
That's
the stomach.
amazing.
So that's significant. But yes, this isn't just for women. We do men as well. So this is really big. We have urologists call us and treat men, especially after a prostatectomy, because they lose that resistance against the urethra and they become incontinent. And so by doing the pelvic floor, and yes, men have pelvic floors too, although they don't think they do. They do. It really does help with continence.
Well, I'm just even curious about the muscle separation because I didn't even realize that was a thing until really just a recent conversation. So that's super interesting. Okay, also on the spend, what about flex savings or health savings accounts?
Yes, we can take HSA, but we do not take insurance. Unfortunately, I feel like anything that's super awesome is not covered by insurance.
It's crazy, but it's true.
So, but I also have payment plans. I really work with people. My goal in my work is really to reach those people who would normally not be able to have these treatments.
Wow.
So if you
That's
need
super
some
awesome.
assistance, you know, please come talk to me. I just want to be able to help you.
I love how it's non-invasive. Like you're not going in for surgery and you're out. You can't pick up anything for 6 to 8 weeks, I'm sure, with those mesh surgeries, right?
Yeah. So one of my ladies actually had 2 mesh surgeries in a 5-year period, and she actually got a really bad side effect where her leg feels like it's burning all the time. And so they ended up having to take her mesh out, I think it was in July or August. And then we waited for her to heal, and she actually came in, and at that point she was completely incontinent. And I want to say incontinence is bladder leaks because a lot of people don't understand what that is.
Right.
So she actually had to wear an adult brief diaper all day long. And she came to me, and just as she was sitting down for her 4th treatment, she said, I am completely pad and leak free. And she said, had I known about this chair before surgeries, which it wasn't out yet, but she said I totally would have done this treatment before going under the knife.
Sometimes I just wonder, like our medical world that we're living in, like to go to the medication or to go to the surgery, and there's other options out there.
There is.
Yep.
Yes. And that's what I wanted to, because another one of my clients had the laser done, and it actually scarred her uterus. And so because they had the laser up too high. And I'm not saying anything bad about these treatments, because they have their place. They really do. But this is just, it significantly helps, non-invasive. You're literally, your clothes are on. With the stomach one, you do lift up your shirt because we want it against the abdomen muscles. And yeah, it really does help. I think people get confused because it's not as expensive and it's non-invasive. So they're like, I'm going to sit on a chair and it's going to work. But yes.
So this ab one, if I just want stronger muscles in my stomach,
yes.
It's going to do the work for us.
if I need my glutes lifted, you're saying it helps?
It does help. So I'm just going to tell everyone right now,
that's crazy.
if you have a great physique, it's going to enhance that, right? You're going to get a 6-pack. But for me, I'm never going to get a 6-pack from this machine. So I don't want anyone coming in thinking they're going to get
this is their makeover, their mommy makeover.
Yes, exactly. So, but it goes really down deep, and it can decrease your visceral fat, like that really heavy fat above your muscle, by 19%, and it increases muscle mass up to 30%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
This is a fun,
Right.
fun information.
So what about, is there a side effect like for weight loss? Like
So, you know,
Ish.
this kind of
an IV for weight loss and sit on the chair.
Well, there's shots now and pills. So.
Yeah, and we do the semaglutide and tirzepatide as well, and this can go with it also. The owner of the salon that I rent a couple of rooms out of, she actually does lymphatic drainage. So we have been incorporating both because they suggest you can do this, and then the lymphatic drainage helps get all that fat moving out where it needs to be instead of setting in the body.
My gosh, you have all the things.
All the secrets.
Right?
I feel like we should maybe get set up. Pete?
Yes,
Merry
yes,
Christmas.
yes. Maybe
You
there's
guys
a
are always
sponsorship.
welcome. That's the cool thing. I feel so confident in my machines and what I do that you get to come, you get a free consultation. I let you try the machines before you commit so that you can actually see like, oh my gosh, like these really work. So I don't want you to pay
Yes,
for
you
anything.
should have a lineup. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody should be like any woman trying to do like 20 Kegels by themselves. Like, and there's a chair that will do it for
At the
you.
stoplight.
Amen. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like nobody talks about it. So
Yeah, it's
I
true.
love that you're offering these services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you tell everyone where you're located now?
So I'm actually just right next to where MVP used to be to the
okay.
north.
Okay.
So on the door it says Bloom Theory.
Yep.
So I'm downstairs, so don't go upstairs, but just right in there. I have a couple rooms. One of my rooms we actually just put in massage chairs. We got Osaki massage chairs. They scan your body and they learn the curves of your body, and then that helps when you massage it. And then I have a oxygen bar that you can pick from for some aromatherapy. Now, when I say oxygen, it's the oxygen concentrator. I don't want anyone to think I'm giving medicine out without a doctor's prescription. So yeah, and it just has aromatherapy. We've had kids from the high school walk down. I have a little Keurig there. You can get some tea, hot chocolate, coffee, whatever. Sit back in the chair, get a massage, have the oxygen on, relax. And then my next room has all my I also do teeth whitening. One other cool thing that I've incorporated as well, I work with a doctor out of Texas. His name is Dr. Darcy, and we do stem cell infusions for people who have injuries that need to be healed. So I've done that with some BYU athletes. I also want to preface that with that this isn't an FDA approved treatment. However, the FDA does follow us. So we aren't using the unapproved stem cells. So, because there's a lot of controversy around this, but this is actually the stem cells that the FDA and approves of. So,
Wow,
You're
so many
you really
things.
do have it all.
knowledgeable and have so many awesome
Okay,
things.
website.
yes. So ivrestorativecare.com. That'll list all the treatments that we do, the stem cells, teeth whitening, the machines. It'll have my chairs on there. You're welcome just to call. You're also welcome just to walk in. If we're there, come in, just sit in the chair. You don't have to make an appointment.
You're awesome.
You've got,
Thank you
everything.
so much.
Best
Right?
of luck
Yes.
to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
thank you.
Finding something new to do for Valentine's is not very easy, but you've got some great suggestions for you and your significant other. Let's welcome Jenny McGowan with the Spanish Fort Gun Club to the table.
Thank you for
Welcome
having
back.
me.
Yeah, this is going
Welcome
to be a fun
back.
one.
Right?
Yeah, it's fun coming here. I'll have to admit it is fun.
I just remember last time you were just so knowledgeable about everything related to that and the guns and
know.
everything. I
Yes.
just went away so impressed.
And that she's a woman that knows
Yes,
it. I think
right?
that's what's the impressive
Yeah,
thing.
it was some of both. So tell us what's new since you've last been here with us. Or
Well-
just what's going on there.
Yep, the gun club's hopping. There's always something going on at the gun club. You probably see us at nights with the lights up going on at the gun club. Come and visit. There's always something fun.
Even in the winter.
Yep.
Yes.
We're a little
Don't you
crazy.
hear that?
We're
Probably
all
more
year
so,
We
round.
can
right?
hear it from our house.
Well,
In my
and
backyard,
inside.
I can hear the psh, 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 psh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, all year round. We don't take a break.
Thursday nights, I feel like.
So Wednesdays and
Okay.
Thursdays, yep. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 4:30 to 8:30, and Saturdays from 10 to 2. We're open all year round Saturdays now. It used to only be summer, but now because we have our sporting clays up and going, it's all every Saturday. which
So
is
what does
something
that
fun.
mean, sporting clays compared
So
to?
the gun club's been a trap facility for 50 years, and we are world renowned for trap, and we will always be bread and butter for trap. But during the winter months, we don't do as much trap shooting events, so we brought in the super sporting clays. It's the best way to explain it. It's kind of like hunting. But
Okay.
miniature golf with a shotgun is the best way to explain it.
Okay.
So yeah, you come up to a stand and there's 3 machines that throw targets and you get to shoot at different targets. Some come at you, they roll in front of you, they come from behind you, they're different sizes, different
My
colors.
gosh.
So it resembles hunting. It's not just a normal standard target that goes away from you like trap does. So-
Okay, so if I want to do this, is the best thing to do get on the website and book it, or can you just show up?
You just show up. We're a
Oh, I
large,
don't have to-
Nope, we're a large enough facility. You can come anytime and shoot. You don't have to wait. Some facilities are smaller, and you have to wait for a house to open because we have so many houses, and our course is large enough. You just come, pay, and go play. No wait.
What does a house mean?
So in trap shooting, there's a house that you shoot from. It's a green
Okay.
house that throws targets.
Okay.
So because we have so many, we have 13 houses, and a lot of gun
wow.
clubs have 4 or so, but we have 13. So you just come up, we open it, you play.
So I bring my own gun. I bring my own ammo?
You don't have to do any of that. So we have guns you can borrow. So if you're new to trap shooting or any kind of shotgun shooting and you maybe don't know what to buy or you don't own one, we have it all there.
But if we do have them,
Yep, bring
I
it.
think my husband has a lot of guns. I don't know what he has, but I think he might have something.
He does.
Yes.
And do I bring my own? I can bring my own ammo, or I
you
can
purchase
buy
it from
it.
us. We have everything. We have eyes and ears and everything you need. So you could come up and say, hey, I want to get into the sport. What do I need? We teach you some gear you need. If you need a pouch to hold your shells, whatever kind of eye protection.
Do you kind of hate people that are clueless?
No,
that
no,
come
I
up?
love it. I actually prefer it. I prefer it
Because they
it's-
don't act like they know everything about it.
It's been a long time since I've been to a gun club, but traditionally, I mean, there used to be like teenage boys, I want to say, like in the trap house, and somebody would say pull.
Back in the day,
Okay,
yep, they used to hand
it's
set.
automated
Yes.
now, right?
It used to be hand set targets. So every time you'd call pull, there was a
Okay.
kid down in the house putting a target on, pulling it back, and throwing it when you called pull. Now it's automated.
So old.
Yes. No, don't worry.
I
Don't
remember
worry.
that.
Yep. So no, I actually love when new people come up because sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking and it's a little nervous because it's a firearm and sometimes you haven't been taught firearms. But we have a thing called First Shots that anytime you show up, you can have a full-blown lesson with material and you get eyes and ears to take home and safety material. So if you've not touched a gun before, it teaches you all of the safe, how to keep your gun safe at home, what to do at a range. So it takes all the nerves out.
Okay.
And we have phenomenal, I don't want to say I have the best, but I do. We have the best employees up there. I definitely scored in awesome, awesome workers. So we have boys, girls, and all ages.
Okay.
So if you're a woman and you're like, I'm a little nervous, there's females that can teach you. It's whatever you need, we have.
So that's a great question. What about age?
Yes.
Like, so yes. So when can you bring the boys and girls up there?
5,
Just- yes.
8.
So my rule is I leave it up to mom and dad. We need to make sure you're mentally and physically ready. Usually about 10 is
Okay.
about the age where they are strong enough to be able to hold up a shotgun safely. But I leave that to mom because you guys know your kids and dads. You guys know your kids. You know he's tiny, he's not ready.
Okay.
Or you know what, he's ready. But for some reason that about 10
the
years
sweet
old
spot?
is about that sweet spot where they're getting ready.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so Natasha opened up with you have some fun Valentine's
We do.
ideas.
We do.
Or idea.
I don't know about you guys, but my husband's hard to shop for. He has everything he already needs, and if he needs something, he goes buys it anyways. So when it comes to like buying gifts, that's rough. So we decided we are going to give you an experience and a memory, because why not? Memories are the best to create.
I love that.
So the Saturday after Valentine's Day at 4 o'clock, we are having a dinner, which it's steak and salmon with all the fixings and dessert. And what you can do is we have a small competition, which don't worry, you say competition and people panic. It's 50 targets and you work as a team. So if you and your spouse or you and your date for the night shoot together. So if I shoot at a target and I miss it, my date is cleanup. And then we go around and then we shoot another 25, so it's a 50 target total.
Okay.
And then it's his turn to shoot. And if he misses, I get to play cleanup. So it's the chance to have a easy competition that you can play. But if you're new and you're not ready for a competition, that's totally fine. We have classes. So that way you can go learn gun safety. You can learn everything about shotgun shooting, about trap shooting, and you can shoot your 50 targets with people there that will be coaching that night. So no matter where you fit on that scale of I'm brand new or I'm a pro, let's go play, you can fit in anywhere. And then the winners of the competition, it's a flower jerky bouquet. So inside it's the roses for the girls, and it's a beef jerky for the guys with some gift cards from around town places like Texas Roadhouse and things you get to go to dinner. So you have something fun you're shooting for.
So 4 o'clock on the 17th, how much is this?
It's $55.
Okay.
And that's everything. That includes your targets. That includes your meal for two. We have
So
ammo.
this is a couple.
It's a couple's.
55 for a couple. Oh my goodness.
Yep, and it's a catered dinner. It's the price you'd pay going out to a fancy dinner with the salmon and the steak. You get both with all the fixins.
Oh
But
my gosh, this
it's
is what
just-
Chris is getting,
yeah.
and I know he's not
And
watching.
it's not
so-
actually Valentine's Day. It's after,
it's
so you don't
Saturday.
have
Saturday
that
after.
pressure.
Yep.
I love that.
We need to sign up. though, right?
Yes,
This one
for
you
a head
can't just
count,
show up.
right.
Because it's a catered dinner and we want to make sure there's enough food and so we can prepay for everything. So just let us know. Our number is on the website.
Okay.
Or you can Facebook us. It's easy. Just get in contact. You can come to the Gun Club and say, put me down on your list.
Okay, so when you say website,
love
is
that.
that SpanishFork.org/gun club?
I believe it is. Just you go to
Go
Parks
Stacy.
and Recs. Yeah, it's on the Parks and Recs.
Well, Scott was here and he said library, so I'm guessing.
I'm assuming it's the same, but it's
So-
under the Parks and Recs on the
Okay.
website.
Obviously, there's a website. What about social media?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, and if you want, we have an email that you
Okay.
can add your email to our list. So we send out things every other week saying, hey, we have date night. Our glow-in-the-dark shooting's coming up. Oh, that's kind of a fun thing. So
Is it?
Yep. So in the spring,
Okay.
under black lights, we shoot at targets. So when they glow, and when you hit them, they look like mini fireworks.
Just
so
sounds
it's kind
so
of
My husband
exciting.
needs this.
It just sounds so
Right.
different. Like,
Right. We are different.
boring.
date night.
We put on Netflix.
no. Get out and try
Moving
something
at
new.
dinner gets boring, right? At least for them too.
Yeah.
I feel like they
Oh,
would
yeah.
love it.
This is just
fun.
an experience, and you don't have to be the pro shooter. We love new people up to the gun club. That's the fun part. You don't have to have a membership to come to the gun club. A lot of gun clubs are that way. You have
Yeah.
to be a paid member to come and play. Everyone is welcome at the gun club.
This was fun.
All
Yeah, this
inclusive,
is
and you're
perfect.
just modern day Annie Oakley.
Well, I think you might see a couple of us there.
Hey,
Yep.
I would love it. And if you need help or there's questions on guns or you don't have a gun that fits you well, we have some.
Maybe
We'll
we
share.
just want to try a new one, right?
Done.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you
Jenny.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
Cutie.
me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And just like that, the hour is over. And look who just popped in for a visit.
Oh, our bestie.
Yep. I even brought my warmies.
I know, they look so familiar.
Oh, they were Natasha's. Here you go.
See, they work with any outfit.
You know, get a headband and
you could even
I
pull
have
them up
the
to the
headband
mid,
too, actually.
the mid-level. I wonder what that
Must
would
have
look
been a
like.
little much, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Or around the ankle.
Angela, why?
All the things.
Why are you so dear that you would come and bring us a
Yes,
treat?
what's wrong with you? Are you okay?
I have a fever.
Look at this. Tell us all about
Okay.
the little treat you brought us.
This is a special cookie.
Pour them
And milk. I know.
Because, and milk. Here we go.
Oh,
Here
my
we go.
water's gone, so I will use my cup.
Okay.
Oh,
Very good.
I should have pulled that apart. Like it
Yeah.
really ooey.
Yes.
These were
okay.
warm.
These are from Costco.
They are not.
These are their brand new double chocolate chunk cookie.
What?
$2.50.
And they
You
look
guys,
like this?
They taste homemade, but I just want you to see they're lightly crispy on the outside.
They were.
And soft on the inside.
So where at in Costco?
Just at the food court. So I think they moved out the churro, but now you guys they serve them warm. I was hoping that they would kind of stay warm, but I don't know if they still are. Yeah. Here, let's get some milk. Do you want milk? Yes, please. Yes. Gotta have it with milk.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh, and then
so
I will
nice.
tuck you in for bedtime.
Do you like
with this
milk?
story? Yes,
I don't like milk, but I maybe will have some.
We'll give you a little bit.
Just a little dab.
Yes, just with this, it's perfect.
Okay.
Just
all right.
to
Thanks,
swallow
guys.
it down.
We're so glad that you popped by.
Yes.
I got to listen to the last couple of segments.
And
How
it was
fun.
good
Right?
stuff, right?
Some really good
Guys,
stuff,
this
Angela.
I hope everybody's tuning in because
So you were in for the last two segments, right?
Yeah.
So what did you learn today?
part of it. So the Valentine's dinner at the gun club, which we are going. So Kevin and I will be there.
Well, we just
Okay.
reserved spots. So
Okay.
Do
Chris
it.
and Stacy will be
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Steak, salmon, and
Steak and shooting. I mean,
good
yeah.
stuff.
all things. Enjoy some food and get that. Not everybody has the aggression like, oh, my kids are driving me nuts. Let's go shoot some guns.
But just
I
something
wouldn't
different,
know
like we were
that.
talking about. It's just a new experience, right? Because instead of
But it
dinner
is
and a
kinda
movie
cool,
in a
especially,
crazy crowded
you know,
restaurant.
Especially if you've never shot guns. Do
Yes.
it. It's kind of fun.
Well, I have shotguns, but we will go shoot some more
Shoot
guns.
some more.
We had a fun show,
We did. It was
Super
so
fun.
diverse.
and we procrastinated. We didn't
did.
get most of our guests till yesterday.
And they were so kind, and then look at who's out there.
goodies. I mean,
Yes.
right
The
downtown.
library. I'm working on my
all of
card.
them, yes.
That is my goal.
Yeah,
Before
I'm gonna
March
pick you up.
to have it. To have my library card.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have a library card?
No, not because I
We don't talk about
believe
it out
in it. I just haven't, guys. I just haven't.
Been busy. Yeah.
Been busy. Been busy.
You can
been
take your
busy.
grandkids down there. And
It's so fun.
free.
Oh, it's for free. That's
It's
what
for
I
free.
need.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm
It's
gonna have a
lovely.
cookie.
Well, we learned a lot from Tangi as well. And then who else
Yes.
do we? Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
health things that people really don't want to talk about all the time, and then even a local compounding pharmacy with meds to the individual, and then it's a fun place to go.
to shop.
Has
Yeah.
everything. And I love to support local. And they've just been there 3 generations.
Angie, I think you're the one, when you came on years ago.
The original.
And were
Yep.
showing us how to wrap things, you would say, oh, I picked this up at Stone Drug. I'm like, you found the cutest
Right.
things. And they've just got better and better.
Better and better. Yeah. They really have focused
It's one
on
of your
there.
staples. You're always
Just
there.
like an old
Yeah.
local, like little shop. I love it.
But you're right.
Love the
shop
feel.
local.
And our local Costco, yes.
Yes. And this is new.
This is bad. I don't want to know about this.
$2.50.
This is really good.
too,
Love
you
it.
guys. It's a good price point.
Natasha
Thank
will
you.
Venmo you
Good.
for all of ours.
no,
I will.
No, it's my treat. It's my treat.
Well, it's
for
good
all
to
of
see you tonight.
Thanks
We
for
love
coming,
seeing
friend.
you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for going to Costco for us.
And thank
True
you.
friend.
Warming up your souls with a warm cookie.
Thank you.
It's still too cold outside.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
We do agree with that.
And thanks everyone for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you learned something new, please tell a friend about us.